Recording in progress. Okay. Hopefully that works.
It's hard to hold it. So excited, yeah. Put those weights out of there. Shoes off.
She's always like, what's up? You know, I'm gonna get
10 pounds more. I'm trying to think what I can really do to make it so it's impossible.
What, these two?
Yeah.
No, don't make it hard.
I might.
Don't do it.
I don't care. Okay. Squishy balls, everybody. Weights by your side, and then we'll start lying down. All right. So weights just within arm's reach, right? Squishy ball between your inner thighs. And then to be just a little closer than hip distance apart, you should be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. And then just find your neutral. So have your, kind of forget about your weights for now. Just have your palms facing up. Upper body is nice and relaxed. So the back of your neck is nice and long. Your head is heavy. Collarbones are wide. Shoulder blades are flat. Rib cage is tight around your center. And that tailbone is tipping away. So we all have that little tiny space behind our low back, right? From here, all we're going to do is press our low back down. So feel your tailbone lifting. Squeeze your inner thighs a little bit, lift those hips right up so you're up in that hip roll. Holding at the top, give those inner thighs a little bit of a squeeze together, and then slowly roll down. So as you're rolling down, you're pressing your spine down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, all the way till you're neutral. Take a breath, and then do that again. Belly button in, press through your heels, lift those hips right up. Holding at the top, nice deep breath, squeeze those inner thighs a little tighter, and then slowly roll all the way down. So just two more like this. Again, belly button to spine, press that low back down. Up. When you're at the top this time, squeeze your inner thighs and then think about your knees. I don't know what's wrong with my voice, but there's something happening. Your knees are reaching away from the top of your head, and then just slowly roll all the way. Keep those knees reaching away from the top of your head. Even when you're down there, you're thinking about that oppositional pull in your body, right? One more like this. Belly button to spine, press through your heels, the knees reaching away from the top of your head. We're gonna stay here. Keep those knees reaching. Just squeeze inner thighs for 6. Nice and tight, and then release. Squeeze for 5. Nice and tight, and release. 4. Exhale as you squeeze. Think about how your abs are working as you squeeze. 3. Last 2. And then one more, hold that squeeze nice and tight. You're gonna roll all the way down, come back to neutral, and then stay. So you've got that space behind your low back, ribs are tight around your center, upper body's nice and relaxed. Grab your weights. You're gonna reach your arms right up to the ceiling. Stay when your hands are just above your shoulders. Press your shoulder blades down into the mat. So feel your collarbones widening as you press those shoulder blades down. And then from there, just open your arms wide. So really reaching out. You may feel your back arches as you do that. Try not to let that happen. Press your arms back up. Now this time, open your arms out, but keep your ribs tight around your center, so don't let them splay open. Don't let your back of your rib cage lift, and then press up. So 2 more, just like this. Just those arms reach, and up. And then 1 more, we're gonna go out. Press back up, stay. Now arms are gonna go overhead, so you're gonna reach arms back. Again, you're not gonna let your ribs lift, right? It's almost like your ribs slide down towards your hips instead of letting them lift, you're moving them down. Arms overhead and then press arms back up. Do that again, arms reach, ribs stay tight around your center, and then press back up. So 2 more, just arms like this. Feel how your core is working, not just arms, right? And then one more, you're gonna reach your arms back, press all the way up, and then stay. Okay, so arm bone's heavy, right? Collarbone's wide. Press into your heels, lift your hips up so you're coming up in one piece. Give your inner thighs a little bit of a squeeze. Now you're gonna open your arms wide, drop your hips low, and then press everything up. And then go arms overhead, hips drop low, and then press back. So pressing into your heels more than your toes to really activate the back lines of your legs. You're still thinking about your ribs staying tight around your center. That's your obliques, holding them in nice and tight. Inhale down, exhale as you press. Inhale down, exhale up. One more. Reach back up. Staying right there. Keep those shoulder blades flat on the mat. Keep the collarbones wide. You're going to give your inner thighs a little bit of a squeeze, and then you're going to shift your weight out of your right foot into your left. All right, you can lift up your right heel so you're on your right tippy toes. Okay, so option one, you can stay there. You can also bring your arms down if you need a little more support. Option two is going to be to extend your right leg all the way out. So reach nice and long. All right, now from here, drop your hips and press up. Inhale, hips and press. Now you can add arms, reach them overhead as you drop and press. Reach them overhead. Inner thighs squeeze, press up, hips stay level for 3. And go for 2. One more down. Press up, drop that right foot all the way down. Take a breath. You're gonna roll back to the mat. Come down to your neutral. Hold there. Ready, same thing, other side. So press through your heels, lift your hips. Holding there, nice even weight in your feet to start, even weight in your shoulders, right? Now from here, shift your weight out of your left foot into your right. You can lift up your left heel. Remember, you can just stay on your toes. You can be on your toes to your left. You can also bring your arms down. If you want the full meal deal, keep those inner thighs squeezing and then reach your left leg long. So hips stay level, right? Drop them down together and press. Add those arms if you want, or reach overhead and press. Don't forget about those inner thighs. Squeeze them as you lift. 4. Go for 3. Press through that right heel. Last 2. Last 1. Press. Bring your left heel all the way down. Roll all the way back to the mat. Come down to neutral. And then lower your arms down by your sides. Good job, guys. Okay, pop that ball underneath now. So toes, more toes than heels on top of the ball. Nice neutral, back of your ribcage stays heavy. Just have your palms facing up. You don't need weights or anything. You're looking straight up to the ceiling, keeping your neutral, keeping your body just totally still. You're gonna let your feet be a little bit light. Just a little light. Hold when you're there. Now from here, just slowly roll all the way. Just a bit. And then pull right back in. So the trick is keeping your feet light as you move the ball out and as you pull back in. It's easy, you're not really gonna feel anything if you just go like that. You wanna keep them a little light as you move out. Keep them that little bit light as you pull it. Go for 2 more like that. Back. One more, your body stays still, right? Your spine isn't changing. Keep your feet a little bit light, bring your hands behind your head. Inhale, nod your chin gently, and exhale, peel up to flexion. So holding at the top. If you feel your back at all, just let your feet be a little bit heavy, that's totally fine. If you don't feel your arms, your feet need to be a little bit light. All right, stay there. From here, you're gonna bring your right leg up to tabletop, hold it there. So left foot stays a little bit light, unless you pull it back, reach your right leg out, and then pull it right back in. So your right leg reaches, lengthen away from length through that whole right side, and then it comes back and you're still long. You can add a little upper body if you want, so you can reach back, and then come in. Inhale out, and curl. 4 more like this. Keeping that left foot that little bit light. Reach, even weight on those hips. Last 2. Last one, reaching, abs deepen all the way in, stay, lower your right foot down, lower your upper body all the way, take a breath. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So start with both toes, both feet on the ball. Tuck your chin, curl up, holding there. From here, let your feet be a little bit light, and then pump your left knee up. So even weight in your head is super important. Remember, if you feel your back, like your right foot be heavy, reach your left. And so as you reach your left toes, you're finding length to that whole left side of your body. Keep it as you come back in, right? Don't kind of crunch in. You're lengthening back, you're staying long as you curl in. Add that upper body if you want. Remember, try to keep your right foot that little bit light. Three more, lengthen and curl. Last two, lengthen, use your breath, up. Last one. And in, lower your left, lower your upper body all the way down and take a breath. All right, keep your hands bite sides. Keep those legs right together, give your inner thighs a little squeeze. Now we're gonna let our feet be light, we're gonna roll the ball away. Lengthen all the way out and then stay when you're out there. So now toes reaching away from the top of your head, waist lines are long, but a little space behind your low back, but your ribs are tight around your center. Hips are gonna stay level. You're gonna bring your right leg to tabletop. Hold it up there. Okay, now from here, bend your left leg in, roll it in. Stay there. Reach your right leg out. So you're gonna, like you're riding a bike, you're gonna bend your right leg in, send your left out, and then switch. So the trick is keeping your left foot light on the ball and keeping your hips totally level. It's easy to kind of wiggle around, like you might if you were riding a bike. Keep everything nice and steady. Go for three more like this. Reach and back. Go for two. Lengthen and back. Last one. Reach. And in, left leg is long, straighten your right out all the way. Take a breath. Find the center point on top of the ball in your spine, and then from there, right hip is a little bit heavy as your left foot comes to tabletop. So remember, we're gonna do that bicycle again. So start by bending your right leg in, right foot stays light, reach your left long, and then switch. Take your time, remember even weight from right to left in your body. Keep your right foot nice and light so those low abs have to work the whole time. Trying to keep your palms facing up and your neck nice and relaxed. So you're not just gripping with your upper body for three. Go for two, reach. And back. Go for one, reach. And out. Send your right leg out, reach your left, and then bend your legs in, just like your feet be heavy. Guys, okay, grab that ball, pop it off to the side. Feet back to about hip distance apart. Weights handy, and I'll give you an option for some weights so you don't have to use them, but we'll see how we do, all right? So, again, you should be able to touch your heels with your fingertips, right? Make sure that your feet aren't too far out there. Hip distance apart. Press into your heels, lift your hips up, so you're gonna come up. One piece back to that hip lift, okay? So now from here, lift your right heel. Keep your toes down. Your hips should stay level, right? We want to keep them level as we lift our right leg up. You can just keep your toes down if you want, or lift that right leg all the way up. Okay, so from here, drop your hips down low, and then press through your left heel up. So inhale as you come down, and exhale as you lift. So if you want, add weights. Arms can open out as you lower, and press up as you lift. The trick is really isolating that left glute. So keeping your pelvis level is really important. Keeping your left inner thigh squeezing toward your midline is also important. And really feeling pressure through your left heel. So it's your glute you're moving from, not your back. Two more. Press. And then one more. Let's press up. Steady. Take a breath there. Your shoulder blades are nice and flat on the mat. Your left inner thigh is still squeezing toward your midline. Your left heel still pressing through the mat. reach your right leg long. So don't let your hips drop, reach long. You can add arms if you want, and then come back in. So it's an isometric hold for your left glute. Now you're staying nice and high. And in. Reach, pause, and back. 4 more. Reach. And 3 more. Reach. Don't let those hips drop. And last 2, left inner thigh still squeezes toward your midline. Last one. And in, lower your right toe, ball heel, roll all the way down to the mat. Come to neutral, stay there. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So press through your heels, lift those hips up. Stay when you're there, hips are nice and level, waistlines are long, ribs are still tight around your center. From there, lift your left heel, so you're just on your left toes. Remembering you can just stay here, that's totally fine. Or press into your right heel, lift your left up. All right, so we'll just start with the hips, drop them low, ribs come down with you, and press. Your body comes down in like a plank, you're not arching your back. Inhale as you come down, exhale as you press. Add those arms if you want, arms reach as your hips drop and up. Shoulder blades stay flat against the mat. Remembering those ribs are hugging around your center, kind of like you have that corset on. Right inner thigh still squeezes towards your midline, and you're really pressing through that right heel. 3, exhale, press. 2, exhale, press. Last one, right up. Okay, so now it's an isometric hold. You're gonna stay high, reach your left leg long, and then pull it in. You can have arms, reach arms, fingertips away from your left toes, and in. Reach, and in. Go for 5. Reach, ribs stay tight around your center, hips stay nice and high. Right inner thigh still squeezes toward your midline. That's not easy. 3. And then last 2. And in. 1 more. Out. Back in. Stay. Lower your left all the way. And then roll all the way down. Come to neutral. Lower those arms by your sides. Oh, good job. Good job, guys. Good job. We're going to come onto our sides now. So let's come onto our left sides first. We're going to have our heels under our bums. Have a weight, and we're going to use a weight in the set. Hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Ooh, what is happening there?
You've been signed out. Yeah.
Anyone else? Heels under your bum, right? You're nice and long for your spine. Top of your head reaches away from your tailbone. Left ribs are lifted off the mat. Now just start with your top leg, so get up as high as you can. Stay when you're there, so your hips, you're up as high as you can, but your hips are not moving. And then slow, just control down to a hover. And then do that again. So exhale as you lift, and then inhale, control. So each time you lift, get to that high point, that's your glute med. You're working as you lift, and you're still working it as you lower, right? It's not work and then break. It's work the whole time. Work as you lift, work as you lower. That's the eccentric contraction you really want to feel. Think about what your core is doing right now. It's keeping you steady as your leg moves, right? If you weren't using your core, your hips would be shifting all around. Go for 3. Slow. Last 2. Slow. And then go 1 more, go up to the top, and then stay there. And from here, you're going to extend your leg out. Bend it back in, keeping your knee high, and then lower back down. So you're going to go up. That's 1, extend 2, bend in 3. One side, a little different. I literally just put it down because it sets one side it.
That's so weird.
2. 3. See that? They can see me? Oh. Weird. Okay. Again, let's go up, reach, out, and down. 2 more. Up, reach, down, and down. Last one, up, reach, down, and down. Now come back up and stay. Okay, so that's lateral rotation. Now come to medial rotation here, and then lateral rotation there. Good, so medial rotation in, and then lateral rotation out. Medial rotation here, lateral rotation out. Good, so go 6 more like that. So keeping your body as still as you can, just moving that thigh bone so it turns in, and then your thigh bone turns out without letting your hips like wiggle around. You got it. Go 3. Go for 2. And down, and then go 1 more. And back, and then come all the way down and take a breath. Okay, now straighten your legs out underneath you, so both are nice and long. Really reach toes away from the top of your head. Waistline, stay long, ribs are tight around your center. Let's squeeze those inner thighs. Let's lift up those couple of inches and then stay when you're there. So really reaching toes. From there, just slowly lower to a hover, and then squeeze and lift back up. So inhale as you come down, and then exhale as you lift. So each time you lift, you're reaching, you're kind of lengthening your toes or reaching away from the top of your head. Your left ribs are staying lifted off the mat, so you're not just jamming them down. And you're really just lifting as high as you can keep your body still. So up, have a little pause, left ribs are lifting, down just to a hover. Up, little pause, down to a hover. Go for 4. And slow. 3. And slow. Last 2, squeeze. And down, and then 1 more, let's squeeze up. Stay when you're at the top. So your left ribs are still lifting, right? Waistlines are long, toes are reaching away from the top of your head. From here, scissor your legs, bring your bottom leg forward, top back. Keep them high, and then switch. So you'll scissor one way, pause, scissor back. So try to bring your right hand maybe onto your right hand. That's not easy. If you can't get right there, have just 1 finger down or a couple of fingers so you're not putting all your weight into that top arm. If your hand is on your hip, whoops, comfortably, see if you can reach your arm up to the ceiling. And back. And forth, go 1 more each way. Finishing with your bottom leg forward, stay when you're there. Now lift both legs, 1 inch up, and then 1 inch down, just small, 1 inch up, really getting those right obliques, 1 inch down, good, hold, and down, 6 more, little hold, and down, good job, you guys, 5, and down, go for 4, lift, and down, 3 more, little lift, and down, last 2, and down, last 1, let's go up, legs together, and then lower all the way down. Good job, guys, real nice. Come onto your back. Bring your fold your feet together, just let your knees open up, have a little stretch there. Or you pop over to the other side. Breaths. Oh, we have 1 more thing we're gonna do. Have 1 more breath there, and then we're gonna come over to the same side, except now you're gonna come up onto your elbow. So left elbow under your left shoulder. So we're gonna do a little side plank. So we can either be on our knees, try to have your knees in line with the rest of your body, or you can be on your feet. If you're gonna be on your feet, have your left foot, the bottom foot in front of your top. All right, whichever option you want. Hand on your hip. We're gonna press into our left elbow, pull up those left obliques as we come into a little side plank. So reaching the top of your head away from your ankles or your heels. And then reach your right arm all the way up to the ceiling. So hold when you're there, really thinking length. Top of your head reaches away from your heels. Drop your hips down just a few inches. And then pick them back up. Inhale as you come down, and then exhale. Really pick those left ribs up. Go for 6. And 5. If your neck bothers you, look down to the ground. 4. 3. Last 2. Last one, let's lift up, holding there. Now from here, stay high, just lower your arm and lift it up. So isometric hold again, reach and up. Go for 6, keep the top of your head reaching away from those heels. Go for 4, looking down, relaxes that neck, left elbow still presses into the mat. 3 and up. Last 2 and up, last 1. And up, and then lower all the way. Woo, good job, guys. And then spin around. Same on the others. Heels start under your bum again. So you're in that little clamshell position. Lying flat. So you're looking straight ahead. The back of your neck is nice and long, right? And then from there, you're just gonna get that clamshell up. So top leg up. Get it nice and high. Keep those hips stacked, right? Remember, that's the key thing. Your left hip wants to roll back. You're not gonna let it. Just lower to that hover and then get back up. So nice and high. And then control. Really feel that outer glute. That's your glute med. As you lift, you're working the whole way up and you're working the whole way down. Gravity is not pulling you down, right? You're resisting gravity's pull. Control. And then we go 4 more like that. Get to that high point and control. 3. High point. Control. Last 2. And down, and then go 1 more, go up. Stay when you're up there, so that outer glute there, extend that leg, bend it in, and then lower with control. So back through that whole movement of your first set. Reach. Keep your knee high and down. Good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it's 4 separate movements. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, you got it. Feel how your core is working, stabilizing you the whole time. Your right rib stay lifted the whole time. Down and down. Last 2, up, reach, down and down. Last 1, up, reach, down and down. And then go back up to that high point. Stay there. Your hips are square, right? Your hip bones are facing the way you're looking. You're gonna lower, bring your knee down in medial rotation and then switch it back to lateral. So you could probably have like a bigger range of movement if you let your hips move, but we're not doing that, right? We're keeping our hips totally still. Having your left hand in your hip is a good way to just like keep everything together there. Knee down, foot up, and then foot down, knee up. And as you're doing that, you can feel how your core is keeping your pelvis still, right? And back. And back. Good. Go 4 and switch. 3 and switch. Last 2 and down. Last 1 and down, and then lower all the way. Okay, straighten those legs out. You can straighten your right arm underneath you or over. All right, nice long waistlines. Again, your right ribs are staying that little bit lifted. Remember, if you have your left hand in front of you, just try not to put all your weight into it. Just have a light touch. Toes are reaching away from the top of your head. Let's just squeeze and lift them up that little bit. And then slow lower, just that hover. So as you're lifting, you're not really going for a height, you're thinking length. Your toes are reaching away from the top of your head as you lift. And they're still reaching as you lower. So you kind of have that dynamic pull the whole time. You're reaching as you lift, you're reaching as you lower. Reach as you lift, reach as you lower. Up. Control, go for 4. Up. Control, 3 more. And down, last 2. Right rib stay lifting the whole time, right? Last 1, let's lift up, stay there. Now let's scissor our legs. So you can bring 1 leg forward, 1 back, and then switch. So now if you're feeling steady, see if you can pop a hand on your hip. You can reach that arm right up to the ceiling if you feel nice and steady. Switch and switch. Keep those legs lifting as you're scissoring. Feel how your core is keeping your pelvis still So it's really your legs moving, but nothing else really changes. Your hips stay stacked. Over 2 more, switch and switch. Last one, switch and switch, and then finish with your bottom leg forward, hold there. Reach up, now let's lift both legs up an inch and down an inch. Lifting, have a hold, and lowering, have a hold. Work to lift, it's still work to lower. You got it, it's work to lift, it's still work to lower. Go for 4. And then good job, guys. 3. Notice if you're kind of hanging on for dear life with your right arm. Try not to, just relax that right arm. Your head is heavy, your right ear is nice and heavy on your right arm. Up. Until last one, let's go up. Squeeze those legs together and then lower all the way down. Beauty. Okay, and then bring the bottoms of your feet together again, just like your legs open out for a little stretch there. For 2 nice big breaths. When you're ready, we'll come back to that little side plank. So knees or elbows, doesn't matter at all. Right elbow under your right shoulder, right hand in front of it. Really make sure you're not too far out with your elbow. All right, and then if your legs are straight, your bottom leg is in front of your left, and your bottom leg is in front of your top one. Right, and then from there, press through your right. You're going to lift your hips up. Hold when you're there. You want to reach those arms up to the ceiling. Top of your head reaches away from your heels there. Lower your hips down that bit, and then squeeze and lift. So it doesn't matter how far you move. You can just hold it if you want. Inhale down, exhale. Really pick those right ribs up. Think about that little lift coming from your ribs as opposed to just using your arm. Really pick those ribs up, obliques lifting. 2 more. Last one, remember you can look down as you're working to keep your neck relaxed. Last one, let's come right up, stay there. Now from here, lower your arm just in front of your shoulder and up. Keep those hips nice and lifting. Inhale down. Constant pressure through your right elbow and up. Good. 4. And up, hips stay nice and stacked. 3. And up. Last 2, keep those right ribs lifting. Last 1. And up and then lower all the way. Good job, guys. All right, and then come onto your backs. Have your weights in. You're gonna grab your squish bone and use everything. We're gonna pop our ball underneath our tailbone. So with your ball under your tailbone, just make sure you're not sort of here with your ball kind of more towards your low back or there. That's too low. You want to have your tailbone kind of right on the top of the ball. So you can stay neutral when you're on there. Your ribs are tight around your center. Your back, the back of your rib cage is heavy towards the mat, but you're not, it's heavy, but you're not pressing down, right? And then just have your hands by your side. We'll use our weights if we want. Start with your heels just lifting, so you're on your tippy toes. Stay there. So you can kind of feel like your weight shifting to your toes. It's a little bit more work on your low abs, right? Keep those ribs tight around your center, and then just bring your right leg all the way up. So hold when you're there, take a breath. Feel your right hip staying heavy, and then bring your left leg up as well. All right, so knees on top of your hips. If you bring your knees in too close, it's gonna pull you into a tuck, which means your core is not gonna work. We want those low abs to be working the whole time. So knees on top of your hips unless you feel your back. So from here, squeeze your inner thighs together. Your legs are gonna move as one piece to start. You're just gonna move them 1 inch away or so, and then bring them back in the same little inch. So just training those low abs, getting them to do this work. As your legs move away, your abs are working, your low abs. As you pull back in, they're still working. You could just use your legs, use your hip flexors and your quads. I want you to let your legs kind of be heavy into your hip sockets and let those low abs take over. Just go 2 more like this. Using your breath if that helps. One more. Come back in and then stay. Knees on top of your hips. Grab your weights if you want. Reach your right arm up. Reach your left arm out. Hold when you're there. Okay, so arm bones are heavy in your shoulder sockets. Your collarbones are wide at the front of your body. Your shoulder blades are flat on the mat, right? Keep them like that. Now reach your right leg straight up. So 45 or so degrees, and then come back in. So you're working the whole way as you reach your leg, right? Toes are reaching away from the top of your head, and then pull back in. You're staying completely still on top of that ball, and all the way back. Let's go right again, or sorry, left again, wherever you are, alternate. And then back, reach, and in, and reach, back in. Now let's go right arm and right leg. Reach them away from one another, really find that length, have a little pause, and then in, and then switch, left, and back in. So if you have your weight in your hand, when you reach your arm overhead, you feel it wants to pull your ribs up, right? You do not want to let that happen. That's your obliques you need to be working to keep your ribs tight around your center. Really think about that. Ribs stay tight around your center, even with those arms reaching overhead. And switch. You ready? Let's add on. We're going to go both arms and both legs. Don't need to go straight. You don't need to go low, whatever feels good. And then pull back in. Remember, the trick is staying as steady as you can. Stability over range of movement always. Straight but wobbly is not better than bent but stable, right? Go for 3. Keep those ribs tight around your center. Go for 2. And in one more, let's reach away. Good job, guys. All the way back in, holding there. Lower your right foot down, lower your left, lower your weights. Beautiful. Press into your heels, lift up, and then pop your ball off to the side, roll all the way down. Straighten your legs up underneath. You don't need anything. Nice, long legs. All right, we're gonna do a couple little roll-ups here. So reach your arms up to the ceiling, shoulder blades flat against the mat, toes reaching away from the top of your head always. Arms reach overhead, your arms reach, or fingertips reach from toes. All right, arms reach up, tuck your chin, curling up, rounding forward, reach out to your toes as you come up. All the way, stack up tall, take a breath. You're neutral, and then roll back. Belly button towards your spine as you roll back. So pressing your spine back down, one vertebra at a time, always slow and controlled. Reach those arms overhead. You can keep going with both legs down. If you want to add, you can lift a leg. I'll take you through that if you want. Right leg up. You're going to hold in a half roll back with the other leg. So you don't need to come the whole way up. And then roll back down. Even weight to both sides of your spine as you roll. Reach that leg away, arms overhead. Same thing we'll do left. So tucking your chin, even weight to both sides of your spine, left leg floats up. You're in that little scoop. Hold in there, take a breath, and then slowly roll back down. Keep your right hip heavy as you roll away. Let's go. Arms up, little scoop, even weight, shoulders away from your ears, melts back, nice and controlled, reaching and reaching. More like this, left, tucking, right hip stays heavy, left knee up. Nice and slow and control, take a breath, melting back. You try both legs. You can keep alternating single legs, or you can try both. Legs up, holding, you're there, take a nice breath, slowly roll, reaching those legs, fingertips reach away from toes all the way down. Do one more, tuck your chin. All the way up, and then just lower those legs down and come right up to seated. Good job, guys. Now let's come to a 4-point kneel. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. You're neutral here, right? So your tailbone sort of lifting up to the ceiling. Your ribs are tight around your center. You're definitely not here, right? So remembering in our 4-point kneel and everything that we're doing, we're trying to keep our pelvis as still as we can as we move another part of our body. Pelvis or shoulders, basically, are staying stable as we're moving other parts, okay? So even weight in your hands right now, even weight in your knees, right? From there, shift your weight out of your right knee a little bit to your left. So give an extra press into your left knee and then extend your right leg long. So reach through your toes. Can you feel you just automatically want to shift your weight over to the left? That's what I not to do. Keep your left inner thigh squeezing toward your midline, getting the length through your spine, and then lift that right leg up. So reach your toes away from the top of your head. And you can do just the leg, or you can add the left arm. So left fingertips reach away from right toes. You're just gonna tap, and then you're gonna lift. So inhale as you come down, and exhale as you lift. So really an exercise in stability, shoulder stability, pelvic stability. As you're moving your arm and your leg, your core is keeping everything nice and still. Go for 4. Go for 3. Let's do that left knee as you lift. Go for 2. 1 more. Let's go up. And then step that left hand down. Keep your right leg out behind you. You're going to drop your left elbow down. The left elbow is down. Fingertips reach across. You're ready. Still reaching out through your toes there. From here, laterally rotate your right leg. So turn it out to the side slightly. Bring your right knee into your right elbow. And then kick straight back out. So as you do that, keep your waistline long. It would be really easy to crunch that right waistline. Don't let it. Waistline stay long, constant pressure through your left knee. So your left hip stays right on top of that left knee. And good. In, press, and reach. 3 more. In, press, and reach. Last 2. And reach. 1 more. In, press, and reach, and then stay. Okay, so now reach that leg a little higher. You can drop your head down a little lower. You're in a nice big angle. Drop those toes down to the mat, and then lift them back up nice and high. Inhale as you come down, and exhale as you lift. Controlling down, and up. Go for 5. Control. Feel how that's abs working to keep your pelvis neutral. You've got your right glute and thigh working, left outer glute working, keeping you straight up and down on that left side. Shoulders keeping you steady for 2. Don't forget about your arms. Last 1. Up. And then bend that right leg in. Sit back to a little shell stretch. Nice, couple deep breaths there. All right, we're gonna do the same on the other side. So start with those hands under your shoulders again. Shoulder distance apart, knees under your hips again. So remember, pelvis is gonna stay still, shoulders are gonna stay nice and neutral as well. You're gonna kick your left leg out already. You can probably feel your weight wants to shift to the right. Don't let it. Squeeze that right inner thigh towards your midline. Lift your left leg up. You're pressing into your right knee to keep that right outer glute engaged, and then extend that right arm in front of you. You're gonna tap, and you're gonna lift. Inhale as you come down, and exhale as you lift. So each time I lift, I'm thinking of pressing into my right knee so that right outer glute stays engaged. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up over here, right? You wanna stay at kind of as neutral as you can. 3, press through that right. 2, press. Last 1, press up. Now keep your left leg back there. You're gonna bring your right elbow down. Right fingertips reach across. Okay, now from here, laterally rotate your left knee, bring it in towards your left elbow, and then kick right back. You got it. So in, left waistline stays long, and kick it out. In, and kick it out. Yeah, keep your left knee nice and high. So instead of just bringing it underneath you, keep it up. In, and reach. Get good. In, and your tail is sticking out the whole time, right? You're still neutral, you're not letting that tail tap. One more. In, and reach. Now stay when you're down there, drop your head so you're a little bit more on an angle. Back your neck is nice and long. Remember those toes down, almost touch the mat. And then lift back up nice and high. Inhale as you come down, and then exhale as you lift. So your right knee constantly presses into the mat. You can press a little harder as you lift your left. Right? Can you feel how your weight wants to shift to the right? Don't let it. You've got 3 more of these. Squeeze and lift. 2. Right. Last 1. Up. And then bend that leg in. Sit yourself back to that shell stretch again. Breaths.
The whole family of kids, right? Feel regret.
Okay, now grab your squishy ball, guys. We're gonna put it underneath the tops of our feet. So I'm gonna give you a few different options for this. We're gonna start hands, about underneath your shoulders. Elbows are straight but not locked, right? Press away from the mat so that you can really feel your serratus and your lats engage under your arms. That's super important. From here, your legs are right together as well, right? You're in a process squeezing. And your knees approximately under your hips, right? That's the setup there. Okay, so now from here, all I want you to do, you're gonna let the backs of your feet or the tops of your feet kind of press into the ball. You're gonna lift your knees just an inch or so. So hold when you get up there, take a breath, and then slowly lower them back down. If that feels like too much, you can curl your toes under. Do the exact same thing right here. And lower back down, all right? Whichever option feels good. Obviously, the extra bit of stability with the ball makes it a lot more challenging. Go up again, just that little lift. Lower with control. Just make sure you're not just doing like that kind of a thing. You want your body to stay neutral. So your pelvis specifically needs to stay neutral. Let's go one more. You're gonna lift up that little bit and then hold. Can you move your legs away from you? And then pull back in. Keep your shoulders on top of your wrists. You can go out as far as it feels good. And then pull back in. The trick is not letting your bum drop as you go out, right? You gotta keep your bum lifting. Slow and slow. Good job, you guys. Out. And control. Can you do one more out? Pull in, keep those hips nice and high, and then slow lower those knees back down. Get rid of that ball. Sit back to a strong stretch. Wrists a little shake. Good job, guys. Awesome. Okay, now come onto your tummies. We're gonna do a little extension before we finish standing. So have your hands as wide as your mat. Legs can be as wide as your mat too. All right. You're neutral. The top of your head is reaching away from your toes, so your neck is nice and long. So in extension, in lunge, we're just getting some mobility through our upper spine. So it's not about your lumbar spine or lower spine. You want to be up here. It's just about kind of extending backwards through your cervical and your thoracic spine. So you should be looking pretty much down at the mat, even when you're at the height of your extension, right? Okay. So to start, think about your abs, belly button towards your spine, that little bit, ribs tighten up around your center. And then think about reaching the top of your head and your collarbones out towards the front edge of your mat. So you're just kind of lengthening as you come up. Hold there. Everyone's going to look completely different. Just make sure you're not just dropping into your lumbar there. Just unlock some flexion. So it's nice to do the opposite here and then slowly melts back down. Your nose can just hover off the mat. And then do that again. So core connects, Think of sliding your shoulder blades down your back a little bit and then begin reaching the top of your head. Even kind of like the top of your forehead and your collarbones forward. Have a nice breath. And then slowly you'll melt back down. Go for a couple more like that. Slide those shoulder blades down, connect through your core as you come up into that extension. Remember, you're thinking length way more than height. Holding when you're there, exactly. Nice breath. Slowly coming down, keep lengthening, almost like you want to touch the opposite edge of the opposite wall with the top of your head. But one more like that. Coming up, this one will stay here. So again, if you feel your lumbar spine, possibly you can too high, I would lower down a bit. Let's see if you lift your right arm up. Stay there, use your left arm up and hold. From here, you reach your arms forward a bit and then pull your arms back in. So as you reach your arms forward, try to stay nice and lifted. As you pull back in, stay lifted. Go 2 more. And if you're feeling your neck, maybe you're creeping forward. So keep your chin pulling in towards your chest. 1 more. And in, lower those hands, and then melt all the way down. Press on back to the shoulders. Okay, now grab your weights. Let's come up to standing. So feet about hip distance apart. Okay, so feet about hip distance apart. Weights down by your side, shoulders away from your ears. You're standing in neutral, right? So your shoulders, your back of your rib cage, your bum, and then your heels are all in line. You're not in the other funny position. All right, keep that. You're just going to reach your arms straight up in front of you. So collarbones away from your ears. Collarbones wide, shoulders away from your ears, and then come straight down. So you're going to come down into that little squat, right? As you come down, keep your arms reaching. As you stand up, press into your heels, bring those arms back behind you. So all your weight in your heels. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you press. And feel your core connect, right? So you're down, your core is working, keeping your pelvis neutral. As you stand up, your core is deepening, you're lifting. Go for 4 like this. Press through those heels right up. And 3. Press, grow tall. Last 2. Reach. And up. You got it. 1 more like that. Inhale down. Exhale, press. And then come down, keep your arms reaching behind you. So stay when you're there, your fingertips are reaching behind you. Your spine is nice and long, you're pressing into your heels, so your glutes are working to keep you here, your core is working to keep you neutral. Now, let's think about those triceps. You're gonna bend your elbows in, and then you're gonna reach. Good. Slow as you bend, and reach. So it's work to bend, and it's work to extend, right? Go for 4 more. In, and reach. Keep those ribs tight around your center. 3. Last 2, you're on a nice diet, you can also your back isn't arching, right? Last 1, you're ready. You come out, stay. Now arms to the side, 2 inches, and into. Just out to keep on lifting, and into, you got it. Out that little bit. Squeeze, keep those arms lifting. 5, 4, and in. 3 more. And in, last 2. And in, you ready, 1 more. Out and in, and then stand all the way up. Your shoulders will roll out. Shut up. Okay, now bend your elbows 90 degrees. You're going to come straight down into that squat again. You're hinging forward, ribs are tight around your center. Now from here, you're going to kick your right leg to the side without just doing one of those, right? So press into your left heel and then kick your right out. And then pull it back in. Just kick it out. And in, you got it. So light on your right toes, light as you pull in. So it's really all about your left glute. And in. Go for 3. And in, go for 2. And in, go 1 more. We're gonna go out, Bring it in, stay there, stand up, reach those arms long, and then back down. Inhale, up, press through your left heel as you come down, keep pressing through your left as you come up. Go for 3, down. Go for 2, light on those right toes. Last one, down, press up, and then come down and stay. So you're on that, in that hinge again, right, which are tight around your center. From here, you're gonna kick your right leg out. So you're light again on those right toes, and then pull back in. You can add arms to this if you want. You can reach and in. Constant pressure through your left heel, and in. Go for 4. And back, go for 3. Reach, and in. Last 2, reach, and in. Last one, let's reach. Pull it in, you're ready, other side of these. This time, palms face one another, stand straight up. And down, stand up. And down. Exhale as you stand. Left inner thigh still squeezing toward your midline. Hips stay level. 4, 3, and last 2. Down and up. Last one. Down. Press up. Drop those right heels. Give this little shake out. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we'll start with our palms facing one another. Feet about hip distance apart. Come down into that little hinge. Upper body, or ribs stay tight around your upper body there. Tail is back. You're ready? Press into your right heel before you move your left leg. So you're going to press down and then extend and in. Good job, guys. As you reach, think about your right waistline. Is it staying long? It should be. Reach. And you're constantly pressing into your right heel. Did you guys do opposite legs before? I want you to do the same like twice. Reach and in. One more. Let's reach. Bring it in. Stay standing. So light on your left toes again and down. Press through that right heel, right big toe, and down. As you come up, your core is working. As you come down, it's still working. Pelvis is neutral. And press, good. Control. 2 more. And down. Last one. Press up. Come down and then stay. Hold there. Okay, now take your left knee out. Squeezing your right inner thigh toward your midline. Add those arms if you want. And then in. Let's reach long. And in. Constant pressure through that right heel. And in for 4. And back. 3 more. Reach. And back. Last 2. Reach. And in. Last one. Let's reach. Bring them in. Palms face up. Up. And down. And down. Feel your right inner thigh still squeezing toward your midline, right? You're not just standing, you're staying totally square. 3. And let's go for 2. Down. Press up. 1 more. Down. Press up. Drop your left heel. Give those guys a little shake. Give your shoulders a little roll. Bring your feet to a wide circle position. We're just going to finish. Here, and then have a little stretch up. So turn your thighs right out. Shoulders away from your ears, arms in front. You're going to come low. You can leave that stuff over if you want to. Palms up, and then palms down. Palms up, palms down. Keeping your ribs tight around your center as you open, and as you pull in, you don't want to be moving your body, right? Ribs stay square. Constant pressure into your heels to keep those thigh bones turning out. Glutes active. 4. In. Go for 3. Out. In. Last 2. Out. And in. Last one. Let's go out. Stay there. Bend your elbows in a little bit. Lift your right heel. And down. Lift your left heel. And down. Pelvis stays still as your legs move, right? Up. And down. Good job. Up. And down. Up. And down. One more right. And down. One more left. Up. And down. And then stand up. Okay. And then come to the end of your mat. We'll just come into a little forward roll down. So tuck your chin, rounding all the way down. Hold when you're at the bottom there. A nice little stretch. Press a little bit extra through your heels, and then walk your hands out. One at a time. You're gonna come into a little plank. Bring your right knee into your chest, turn it out, and then just pop on down. A little stretch there, so letting that right glute in, it's having a have a little stretch. Hard, that feels good. Just one more nice deep breath there. And then walk your hands back. Curl those left toes under. Step your right leg back. Left knee in, turn it out, and then good. Come on down. And then there. Just letting go of that left hip, let that left knee just open out to the side. And then you can walk those hands back in. Under your shoulders, curl your right toes under again, left toes under. Just press back to that downward dog. You can walk your feet out. And then drop both those heels nice and low. Walk your hands into the feet. And then move forward. Nice work, guys. You're good? Thanks, guys.
Hi, guys. I hope you were there. I don't know what happened.